Hi, everyone. I'm Donna, and I am the president and CEO of Your Tech and More. And this is my newest installment podcast episode in the Path Forward with Tech podcast. And today I'm going to structure this episode a little differently than I have in the past. Today I'm going to focus on how did I do that? A specific, in this case, technology topic that I will do a walkthrough demo style on specific technologies or a single technology that I use in my business and the way that I implemented some feature for my overall technology system. This should be very inspiring and educational for all of you, where you can borrow these concepts and ideas that I share here in this episode and borrow that and then use within your own systems for your business. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to do, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about utilizing a form within your website and the way to suggested tool to implement that form in, and then the specific build environment to basically what's called embed that published form onto your website. That's the overall idea here with what we're going to cover. So I am showing you right now the homepage of my website, yourtechandmore.com, and the page that I want to talk about, the form I want to showcase for you today, is accessible whenever you go to book a free call with me. And so if you click on that button, it's this follow-on page that is displayed to you. This is the type of page that I am going to be demonstrating for you today on some ideas about how to build it, and most importantly, how the type of technology to build out such a form and then embed it onto any particular web page within your website itself. Now, I want to point something out here. This is not a traditional form like what you see on most websites. This is look at how cool this is. I'm not trying to brag here, but to me, this is a very cool type design. It's colorful. It grabs the viewer's attention. It includes my logo. It provides basic information about what this form is about. I utilize this page to prep myself and the person who is requesting the meeting with me. I utilize the material that's on this form so that I can better serve them whenever we actually have our 30-minute consultation meeting. That's the whole goal of asking the person to fill this out. So the idea here is that this is an extremely flexible form. It's professional form. And so I want to show you on how that's put together. So the form builder that I use is called Cognito Forms, cognitoforms.com. And this is a completely free tool. And what's so great about this is the full set of features. I'm not going to waste time in this episode going through all that, but this is an extremely flexible and professional style and features type of environment to either, whenever you go to design and then publish your whatever form that you built within your environment, you can either publish it within their framework, within their tool, via the URL that they provide you. You can publish it to a web browser page, like what we're looking at here, for the publishing method, or what's better for your professional branding and features of your site, etc., using those, it's better to embed that publish form onto a web page, website, landing page kind of scenario. That's what it is that we're going to be talking about today. So it's called Cognito Forms. And then the other part of what I have for my website system is I use a self-hosted environment. Specifically, I use Bluehost with WordPress.org. And so for the website itself, where this form is going to be embedded, what I use for my WordPress site is I use two specific main tools that flow throughout the whole site. One is the Astra theme. Secondarily, I use Elementor Builder, Page Builder. Okay? And I'm going to show you that all here in a second. And I use the free versions of both of those. And if you ever go through and you peruse my site, you'll see that it's good, high quality design and features that are part of the site. And the website host and build environment that I've chosen help to facilitate that. So I'm going to show you some actual demo material that are part of my account. The first thing that I'm going to show you, now this is a completely free account for Cognito Forms. I'm going to show you what it is that I do, the important things to look at whenever you go through and you build a form using this tool. So I'm not going to start from scratch. Okay, I'm going to show you specifically this form that is embedded on that page that I started with today in this episode. So if you click on this particular link, it's going to load a bunch of stuff. And this is the actual build here. What we're looking at here is the build environment for the form. And I can't express this enough about how flexible this is and all the neat features, flexible features for the types of forms that you can build. You can basically do anything for forms and data collection that you can think of free within this tool. Okay. And so this is what the tool design looks like for this particular form. Okay. So what's important here for this discussion is to show you the way that you do your design in here, and then you go and then you publish it. What you're doing along the workflow here within this tool is whenever you go and you save, you're getting to the point where you actually save it, where you publish it. Okay, so that's the page that we're looking at right here. This is the finished product of the color design, the inclusion of the logo, and all the different colors and functions and options that you put into the form. So what's important here, what I want to show as far as this utilizing this form onto my web page that I was showing, is what you do is this is what kind of is confusing for most people that are not into this kind of thing, like I am, as far as working with these technologies. But whenever you go to embed this form someplace onto a web page, you need to choose how it will be, the type of code that you need to do for copy and paste. So as I said, I'm in a WordPress environment using WordPress.org and utilizing Astra and Elementor. Now, the important piece of tech that's on the website side for me is Elementor. It's Elementor that dictates the type of the expectation for this is called an iframe, which is a type of HTML code, all right, that corresponds with this particular form. And so Elementor is expecting an iframe format. So it's this iframe that we do a copy and paste, and we put that into our web page design. So that's the important thing here. Now, what you need to do if you're not using WordPress, if you're not using Elementor, okay, you need to research for your particular website builder which type of HTML widget type of code that they accept. Some of them work with iframe. Some of them work with what's called seamless, which is like a CS or JavaScript code. Okay, Elementor doesn't work with script code like this, but they do work with iframe. So it's going to take a little bit of research whenever you go in and you want to embed these types of things on your site. You need to do a little bit of research, investigation for your environment to figure out what will work. Okay. All right. So let's pretend that we've done a copy. We've saved off temporarily this iframe code piece. So now let's go over into the website itself. As I said, I'm using Bluehost, and this is the particular what's called the website backend for utilizing Bluehost for this particular site. Okay. Now I'm within the Pages environment. And so if I go over here and I do edit with Elementor, we'll go ahead and we'll bring up this particular page for the builder to show you where and how to embed our Cognito form onto this site page. Okay. And so what we're doing here is I commented before with Cognito Forms, what you're doing is you are going to be embedded what's called HTML code. Now that's a generality, but you need to look for what's called the HTML widget within your builder. Yeah, all of these, what I'm showing you here is WordPress specific, and also in my case, Astra and Elementor specific. But all of these website builders and environments all have similar characteristics. That's why I'm talking about this today. So what you need to do is you need to look for HTML, okay? And so here it is right here, all right? And so if I was building this page out and I hadn't already done it, I would do a drag and drop of this HTML widget onto my page area where I wanted to put it. Okay. So let's go ahead. So let's pretend that I've already done that. And so let's go ahead and do a look here at the actual HTML itself. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, well, let's see. Why don't we go ahead? Let's go ahead and do this because this is acting kind of funny. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and insert for brand new. We'll go ahead and we'll do an actual HTML insert in here. So this is the way that within Elementor, this is the way that you do it. Okay, so this is what it is I was looking at before hoping to see with what it is I already had on the page, but it didn't work out that way. So this is so let's go over here. Let's go ahead and do a copy and paste. Anyway, that isn't working out because I'm in a share screen mode here. And so the things are looking different. Anyway, let's pretend that I was able to do a copy, then I would do a paste into here, and then I would go ahead and I would publish the page, and lo and behold, the rendered, published, in this case, Cognito form would be on that web page where it is that we inserted the HTML code. So that is really the totality of what it is that we're working with here. That is the tech tools that are part of this. We need to use Cognito Forms, which is a completely free and full featured, customized type of forms build environment. And then we have our website itself, our published and live site. And we utilize that site host in with a build environment, whether we're talking about Elementor or not, along with the site theme. Okay. And so we've got our page and we do a copy and paste, and then we can embed our forms material for production use to help enable our business. That's what it is I wanted to showcase today. As far as how did I do that? Well, I just showed you of how you can embed a fully customized, very customized design and feature-rich form onto your website page or landing page, and to give your customers, your prospects, a great professional experience whenever they use that page. That's what it is, I think, that's so powerful in learning about technologies like this. So this is a wrap on this particular The Path Forged with Tech podcast. This is your host, Donna, and I look forward to seeing you all again real soon, and take care.